Steph was looking really bad. Now, he had a great performance and was at game 3 where he had the 47 points where he was the only player on the floor. But for majority of the time, man, like a lot of times throughout the finals and his playoffs in general, I should say, when it's like crunch time, Steph Curry does not show up. And that's a knock on him. What's your thoughts on that? Can you explain that? Can you explain that for the people? Because I can't figure it out.
No,
I don't get, and I don't understand why he gets a pass.
Because of who he is, and because he's so nice and well loved and respected throughout everywhere. The same reason that everybody bashed Ayesha Curry for wanting more attention from men, like when her sister bad as all hell. Like, that's just what it is, man. Like I don't know. He's in that really good space where he's not LeBron, so he doesn't get the LeBron treatment. He's like right under that, so like he don't get all the, oh, you're having a bad game, or oh, you're having a bad month. Like, what is you doing? Oh, you're having a terrible finals. What is up with this? You're supposed to be the king. You're supposed to be this. Like, he don't get that because he's not looked at as the number one player in the league. That's just how it is, and I think that's why we don't hold him to a standard of what he is, which really he's a legitimate third best player in the league, probably fourth. You know, at the end of the day, 5 if you want to go 5.
Consensus around the league. You usually talk to people about basketball, and you ask best players in the league. Steph Curry is usually in that top 5.
Yeah, and even if you don't want to call him a top 5 player, he's the best point guard in the game, hands down. So either way you want to put it, and it's just I don't knock it because I look at it the exact same way. I'm like, dang, he had a bad game. Like, oh well. Like I don't give him that, like, damn, man, come on, dude. Like, they needed you today. Like, I don't never look at a Curry game like that ever. Like I'll look at a LeBron game like that. I don't look at a Curry game like that.
But do you think that's fair though? Because I think he deserves to get the same criticism that a LeBron or a KD or a James Harden, anybody that doesn't show up when they need him most.
He should have it, but
he should get that same banter. Like, imagine LeBron missing that damn shot. You know how he'll be getting dragged now.
Oh yeah.
Like, imagine
they would if he the messed up thing about it is if LeBron took it, they'd be like, oh, he should have passed it. like that's the crazy thing.
LeBron can't win.
Right. So he should have passed it.
I don't think we can let Steph Curry off the hook. And don't get me wrong, Steph Curry is a great player, and any team will want him, obviously. Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, you got to be held accountable. If
Klay don't get hurt, they win that game.
They probably do.
That's what I mean. Like, all the pieces really fell in the perfect place. Like, remember when I was telling you about that puzzle? Yo, yeah. Man, that puzzle is perfect.
Yeah, that shit definitely, it worked out in Toronto's favor. But I don't know, man. Like, they brought it up. It was like, yeah, Steph Curry, like 0 for 8 in those shots, and he, I don't know, he just makes like bad decisions too. Like, I just think back to the Game 7 against Cleveland, when they was up 3-1, and then got to Game 7, and then he had that he did try to do that behind the back pass and it went out of bounds.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
That turn, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then after Kyrie had hit that 3, he tried to go down and try to break Kevin Love down for 3, and shot up a wild shot. I don't know. He just makes bad decisions in crunch time. It seemed like
he said after that one that he would shoot that shot all the time.
Yeah, man, I can't. Steph Curry, he's that type of player, man. He's great to watch, the greatest shooter of all time that we ever seen. But when it comes to crunch time buckets, man, and like the biggest moments, like, he seems like he's a front runner. He seems like he's a heavy front runner when it comes to the championships in general.
Yeah, and then right after the game, he had a FaceTime conversation with Drake.
Like, think about this. Like, so they won the one. It was at Steve Kerr's rookie head coach season. They won against LeBron, and that was when it was just literally LeBron. And
that was the one where LeBron should have got MVP of the finals.
Like, his second best player was fucking Dellavedova.
He pretty much had a triple double, like OD.
And then they lost the one after that, after having a 3-1 lead. And then they won the next two when Kevin Durant came in, obviously there. But then no Durant to kind of like ride that Durant wave. And yeah, man.
No Durant. So all right, so let's take the road after the NBA Finals now. All right, so we got the draft coming up.
Yeah, we got the draft, and after the draft, we got free agency. Which, by the way, those injuries. So Kevin Durant.
Oh yeah, that's what we're getting to, because that's the road after.
Right,
this is over now.
Right. Yeah, the finals NBA season's wrapped up, and it was a hell of a season overall, man. It was a hell of an NBA season this year. I enjoyed myself. So I enjoyed these playoffs.
I think as a whole, like we got to see a lot this year. Like we got to see a historic offensive year from James Harden this year. We got to see a dynasty fall. We got to see a trade that you would have never thought would ever happen between two beloved players for each respected team. You know what I mean? Like that. That's things that you don't really see too often. We got this. What else did we get to see this year? We got to see a pretty top heavy rookie class be actually pretty good overall. Like like a lot of the trickle players, like the Shamet and the other point guard they got.
Alexander.
Yeah. And then who else? Who else was another rookie that was like not in like the top 10? There was somebody else. I can't think of his name.
You know what team he played for?
Hell no, man! It's too early for this. I don't, but that's what I'm saying. Like a draft that was supposed to be like center heavy on like the top 6 ended up having a lot.
Yeah, it's a very deep draft
of good players throughout the draft.
Yeah, very deep draft.
So I'm excited to see how this draft class grows. Hopefully they do. Hopefully they don't stag out like the Ben Simmons draft class. 'Cause that draft class was terrible. Yeah, man. Like we got to see a lot of things, a lot of cool surprises. Like the Clippers. The Clippers were a big surprise this year. No one expected them to be decent at all.
That's a fact.
I mean, as overall, the NBA was nice, man. We got to see some really good finals games. Really good finals games.
Playoffs in general.
Yeah.
The whole playoffs was really good.
So, I mean, I'm not disappointed at all with this year as a whole. Like, as far as the 2018-2019 NBA season. I really feel like it was, once we all saw that DeMarcus Cousins signed with Golden State, everybody was like, damn. Like, for what? Why? Like, why do this to the league? The NBA is pointless now. And well, actually, he came back looking like a thing of Play-Doh on a broken wheel. Like he didn't come back good at all. So it's like all in all, they didn't end up winning it. Obviously barring circumstances, but I mean they didn't end up winning it. So
that's a fact.
Yeah, man. You really can't be mad at this NBA season, man.
Yeah, at all. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like, you can see it. It was an arms race, first of all. Like, everybody, like, especially the trade deadline, you was seeing some crazy trades go down.
Yeah.
And, like you said, the DeMarcus Cousins signing happened in the last offseason, and everybody pretty much just chalked up to Golden State again. Like, oh, yeah, it's going to be even worse this time. But it just goes to show, man. Just goes to show, just putting pure talent on the team doesn't necessarily mean you're going to win, because injuries happen. Like, injuries are going to happen, chemistry issues, all that. But yeah, NBA season overall was great. And now I think is where we kind of return to balance. Yo, Kawhi Leonard is sort of like the Avatar. He just like kind of puts the world back at balance. Like
oh wow,
you know what I'm saying? Like, think about it. Kawhi the Avatar. He finished off Miami's dynasty. He didn't allow their three-peat. Golden State, comes to Toronto. He don't allow their three-peat. And now it just kind of just like bounces out now. So KD torn Achilles. He's going to be out for, they're saying, probably all of next season.
Yeah, he's not coming back.
Klay Thompson.
It was too late in the season. Like he's not.
Yeah, Klay Thompson. He just had an ACL tear last night. By the way, did you see the what happened with that play?
Mm-hmm.
Danny Green tried to come and block it, and he kind of landed awkwardly and busted his
knee.
Yeah,
it wasn't Danny Green's fault.
Yeah, it wasn't. No, that was a good play on the ball. Honestly, I thought Danny Green blocked it. Like that looked like a clean block.
At all. That was a pure basketball play. That was not anything ill-willed or nothing. It's crazy, man. Like we all know the Iron Man in Klay Thompson. You know what I mean? So to see him have to get carried off, it was like, dang, like, ooh wee, like you knew it was bad.
And then he came back,
and somehow something happened. He heard a bell or something, and he was like, I can walk. So he turns around, walks back out, jumps around a little bit, shoots 2 free throws, jogs down the court on a torn ACL, jogs down the court to get back on defense. It looked like they were about to run a zone. They ended up, fouling so that he could get out the game. He then jogs down the hallway to get cleared so that he could come back into the game. He jogged down the hallway.
Yeah.
Found out he had torn ACL. God damn, that boy is bad, son. That boy is bad.
Just speaking from personal experience, I tore my ACL, and that shit is no joke. That's like some of the worst pain you can ever feel, son. For him to do that, then that shit is crazy.
Yo, I still remember that day, dude. That was funny. That was funny. Like I laughed. I felt bad.
Yeah.
Like 4 days later, but it was funny because it was just the way it looked. Buddy.
What the hell's wrong with you? Joke.
Ended up finding out the dude actually tore something.
I wouldn't wish that on nobody. That's some of the worst pain I ever felt in my life. That shit is no joke. But yeah, for Klay to do that, man, kudos to him. I just hope he ain't do more damage. But
so on the road ahead, right now, we can go start with Golden State since we're on these injuries. So now, Derrick Rose tore his ACL. That was the first thing he tore. The very first injury that he had when
I thought this is meniscus the first thing he tore, and then it's ACL.
I thought it was the ACL first.
It could be.
It could be either way. Either way, it don't matter. Still, that an ACL. Now, like for the non-sportsy people that listen, it's mainly lateral movement that the ACL not necessarily controls, but that's the function in sports that it does. Like if you tear an ACL, you can still run in a straight line, a couple months after surgery. It's just the lateral movement and to be able to cut and turn and all that type of stuff that's truly affected. That stuff is the things that take months to get back to. So now in Derrick Rose's case, he lived on doing that stuff. Klay doesn't offensively. So offensively, I don't think his game will be hurt coming back. Defensively, that will be the thing. Because if he comes back, say he comes back, post All-Star break, maybe.
Yeah, they're saying maybe March.
That's 6 to 9 months.
They're saying maybe March he'll be
back.
Yeah,
that's like 6 to 9 months. That's a 6 to 9 month injury. So realistically, we're thinking end of January could be ready. Even at the end of January, a player would never come back at the end of January because the All-Star break's right on the corner. So they would never bring a player back from a major injury. They'll always wait until the All-Star break is over. So somewhere around there, he might be able to come back. Who knows if he's going to be that defender that he was. That's going to be the key for him. B, with an injury like that, does he still get the bag? He's almost going to lose a full year. Dude, does Golden State really, or any other team really say, well, here's $28, $30 million a year and pretty much give him $30 million free? Because you're going to keep him active or not on that list where, they can recoup some of the money because you think he might be able to come back at the end of the year. Especially if you sign him, you're assuming you might make a playoff run. So how do you think it works out for Klay? Do you think he gets the bag?
I'm not worried about Klay because ACL injuries aren't what they used to be. like nowadays with modern medicine and like the surgeries and whatnot, like players, it just seems like they like bounce back from ACLs like
outside
that.
of Adrian Peterson, name one.
What's that? Wait, for ACL in basketball?
Yeah,
or ACL period?
Any sport.
I mean,
outside of Adrian Peterson.